Happiness. Everyone dreams of a happy life. However, living happily is never easy. It is said that there were only a few days when Napoleon is remembered as happy in his life. Everyone wants happiness, so why isn't it easy to get? We all feel happy at some point. However, after that short moment that seems like they will be happy forever, that feeling of happiness disappears in some gap. Happiness shows only colorful colors like a rainbow for a while, and quickly hides behind white clouds. On the other hand, happiness is not felt only when something great and big is obtained. Sometimes I feel happy even in the little things that are not a big deal. The frequency and magnitude of happiness also varies from person to person. This is because conditions such as the environment in which each person has lived, experiences, and mindset are very different. There are people who are unhappy even if they already have a lot of things, and there are people who are happy even if they have only 3 meals a day. Therefore, it is not easy to talk about individual happiness. So let's talk about the happiness of the common man here. Usually, people feel happy when the environment is good, food, clothing and shelter are settled, and interpersonal relationships are smooth. Today, the people of many countries enjoy a certain level of environment and food, clothing and shelter. Ordinary citizens of such a chosen country will not be a big obstacle to enjoy happiness in the environment and food and clothing. Then, is there a difference in happiness according to the quantity and quality of property, food, clothing, and shelter? The level of happiness continues to rise until the quality of property and food and shelter reaches a certain level. However, from the moment it exceeds a certain level, the feeling of happiness does not rise together. Eating when you are very hungry is very satisfying. But if you're already full, it's like eating a meal is no longer satisfying. And people are satisfied when they achieve their goals and get what they want. But that satisfaction is short-lived. At some point, a greater desire settles in your heart. For example, after struggling to find a beautiful rainbow, they cross the mountain. Once you go over the mountain, you can see a bigger and more colorful rainbow over the mountain over there. In the end, even the moment death comes right in front of you, you cannot stop walking toward a brilliantly beautiful rainbow. It is not easy to be happy because of the nature of human beings, who do not know satisfaction easily. In general, it is the relationships with people that account for the greatest weight in the happiness of ordinary people. If your relationship is good, you are likely to live happily, no matter how hard and difficult it is. However, most people have the hardest time in human relationships. It's not easy to get along with people for all sorts of reasons, such as people you don't like just looking at, people you hate, people you don't want to see, people like enemies, and so on. Human relationships that are not smooth like this plague us every moment. So, how can we improve human relationships? Good relationships don't just come without effort. There are many ways, but I would like to suggest another new way. It is to find a piece of truth, study it, learn it, and practice it day by day. Here, the piece of truth says, everything and I are one. If you don't realize this, even if you're happy right now, another form of unhappiness will come. So, who is my opponent? They are the alter egos of the original me, who have been divided, mixed, and changed by the first cause itself. In the end, it is a story that the first cause changed and came out. Living in reality now, I originally hate, fight, and get hurt against my alter egos. The more we fight with the mind that we clearly distinguish between our own and those of others, and do not suffer any loss, the more twisted our relationship becomes. The words and actions that came out of my narrow thoughts make the problem bigger and bigger. If I am wise, even in difficult situations, I can overcome problems smoothly by making the right choices. For example, if one wave rises high, claiming that it is the only good, high, and powerful wave, and belittling the other waves, it will eventually make itself unhappy. Everyone would be happy if they knew and respected the waves around them, as they all came from one ocean. After all, to live happily, you need to get along well with the people around you. If there is a human relationship that has become entangled and deteriorated, it must be restored to normal. Forget the bad relationship so far and manage not to create a new bad relationship anymore. Everyone experiences both happiness and unhappiness. If you live your whole life enjoying happiness, you may not know the true meaning of happiness. Neither infinite happiness nor endless unhappiness are desirable. Happiness and unhappiness are clearly distinct and different for me as a human being. But from the point of view of truth, they are only one. In other words, both happiness and unhappiness are one with everything. Still, if this moment of living as a human being is very unfortunate, let's choose the path to be a little happier. To be happy, you need to realize that you and everything are one, and get along well with your partner in harmony. Sometimes it's hard, but when you realize that everyone is one, everything makes sense, and you take one step closer to happiness. And the scope to get along well as people, objects, animals, plants, thoughts, sounds, smells, etc. Visible and invisible, audible and unheard, conceivable and unthinkable, perceptible and unfeelable, etc. Let's expand to everything in this world. Then a happy life will always be possible. After all, life is a series of choices. Whether to live a happy life or a miserable life depends on my choice now. Now, if you want to live happily in this world, you just have to study and realize and change your mind. Now it is up to me which path to choose. Of course, no matter what you choose, it is perfect in itself from the standpoint of truth. It is only the human mind to feel imperfect. Happiness is a feeling I get as a result of getting along well with my alter ego, called others. Thank you very much for watching this video.